Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting into our complete care guide for what I honestly think is the ultimate low-fuss pop of color for your home, the incredibly fast-growing Purple Heart. You know, if you've been struggling to keep your indoor spaces looking vibrant all year round, well, grab a coffee, because this right here is the definitive playbook you've been waiting for.
So, do you want bold, deep color without the constant fuss? Let's dive right into this. If you are looking for a houseplant that stays genuinely saturated in color 12 months a year, you are in exactly the right place. I'm not talking about a plant that just flashes a little hint of purple when the light hits it just right. No, the Purple Heart literally changes how an entire shelf or a hanging basket feels in a room. It's bold, it's deep, and we're gonna break down exactly how you can master it.
Here's a roadmap for today. We'll start off by meeting the Purple Heart. Then we'll uncover the secret to its vivid color, go over some watering and soil essentials, learn some amazing pruning and propagation tricks, and finally, we'll wrap up with troubleshooting and display ideas.
Okay, part 1. Meet the Purple Heart.
So scientifically, this beauty is known as Tradescantia pallida, and honestly, it's constantly confused with its cousin, the wandering dude. You've probably seen them sitting right next to each other at the plant shop, right? But side by side, the differences are super clear. The Purple Heart has these much larger, solid purple leaves, and this kind of upright, sprawling growth habit. The wandering dude, on the other hand, has smaller leaves with bold silver stripes and a much more droopy, downward trailing nature. Plus, the Purple Heart tolerates significantly more sun. And that right there is exactly why it gives you the absolute boldest, most uninterrupted color impact for your home.
Moving on to part 2, the secret to vivid color.
So, if you want that signature deep plum hue, understanding the science here is absolutely crucial. This plant gets its rich color from a group of pigments called anthocyanins. Now, think of these pigments as the plant's built-in natural sunscreen. The big secret? That gorgeous color isn't just a given. It's actually a direct defensive response to light intensity, meaning the more bright light this plant gets, the more intensely purple it turns to protect its leaves. It's basically getting a tan.
The contrast here is literally night and day. If you give your plants some bright morning sun, like say in an east-facing window, it rewards you super fast with these deep, saturated plum purple leaves and nice, tight, compact growth. But stick it in a dim, dark corner, it literally loses its defining feature. It's gonna quietly fade into this dull greenish-brown color, and the stems will get all stretched out and leggy as they desperately try to reach for whatever light they can find.
Okay, part 3. Watering and soil essentials. Now we're getting into the foundational care stuff to support all that bright light we just talked about. Here's your cheat sheet for the ideal setup. And honestly, the absolute best part about the Purple Heart, it actually thrives on a little bit of benign neglect. Because its fleshy stems naturally store moisture, you can easily forget a watering without ruining the whole thing. The golden rule here is to let the top inch of soil completely dry out before you give it a good soak. For the soil itself, just use a standard light indoor mix cut with 1 part perlite. That gives the roots the oxygen they desperately need. Dense, wet soil is its absolute kryptonite. Keep the room temperature comfortable, somewhere between 60 and 85 degrees. Give it some half-strength liquid fertilizer during the spring and summer, and you are setting yourself up for massive success.
Let's jump in to part 4, pruning and propagation tricks.
This is where we get into the pro moves that completely separate a thin, ragged little vine from a lush, spectacular crown. Direct soil propagation with this plant is just ridiculously easy. You get to completely bypass water rooting and transplant shock. Here's what you do. Just snip a 4 to 6 inch cutting right below a node. You know, that little bump on the stem. Next, gently remove the lowest leaves so you have a bare stem. Then stick that bare stem an inch or 2 deep directly into lightly moist soil. Keep it just barely moist, and in about 10 to 14 days, boom, you've got roots. It genuinely has one of the highest success rates of any houseplant I know of.
And that simple process leads us right to my favorite actionable hack, the tuck it back in method. This is your absolute secret weapon. Every single time you pinch or prune your Purple Heart to encourage it to branch out, whatever you do not throw those clippings away. Take those fresh cuttings and literally just tuck them right back into the exact same pot, around the rim or wherever the crown looks a little thin. Give it a month and those cuttings will become fully established stems. It permanently solves the annoying problem of leggy, thinning vines and gives you this incredibly lush, full plant.
Also, as a huge bonus, if you've never had a houseplant bloom for you, you're in for a real treat. The Purple Heart is actually a super willing bloomer. It produces these adorable little pink or magenta 3-petaled flowers. And unlike a lot of houseplants that bloom once and then totally call it quits for the year, this guy blooms continuously from spring right on through the fall. The trick here is just balance. While you do want to pinch the crown to keep it bushy, you should also let a few of the longer stems just run and mature without pruning them back. Give those mature stems bright light, a little monthly summer feeding, and they will absolutely reward you with a continuous show of flowers.
Finally, Part 5, Troubleshooting and Display Ideas.
Let's make sure we keep everything safe and perfectly styled. First up, a very quick but important safety check. The Purple Heart is mildly toxic to our furry friends. If cats or dogs chew on it, the sap can irritate their mouth and digestive tract. Heck, the sap can even bother sensitive human skin if you're doing a lot of heavy pruning. But hey, don't let this deter you. Displaying your plant in a nice hanging basket or up on a high shelf is the perfect stylish solution. It completely keeps curious pets safe while beautifully showing off those dramatic trailing vines right at eye level.
Now, fast-growing plants can usually outpace minor issues, but it's always good to have a back pocket checklist for common pitfalls. For instance, if you start seeing yellowing leaves at the base, combined with soft, dark stems, okay, stop watering immediately. That's a huge red flag for root rot caused by dense, wet soil. What if you notice brown, crispy edges? That's usually dry winter air or heating drafts. See fine webbing between the stems? That could be spider mites. A good rinse in the shower and some neem oil will handle that for sure. And of course, if your purple leaves are fading to green, well, the plant is basically screaming at you to move it to a brighter window.
So, what does this all mean for you? Well, armed with the knowledge that bright light dictates that gorgeous color, the tuck it back in hack for endless fullness, and the magic of benign neglect, you now officially have the complete care guide to grow a truly spectacular, conversation-starting plant. The Purple Heart gives you resilience, practically foolproof propagation, and a pop of vibrant color that very few indoor plants can even touch. So, take a look around your home. Which bright, sunny window are you going to transform next?